Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So we are just under 16 weeks out now. Today is Tuesday, we've got push on the card, so I'm going to take the camera to the gym and walk you through a couple of push day bits. There has been no adjustments this week. I got my check-in over from Kuba yesterday and he's very happy with the position we're in. We dropped like 1.3 kilos on average over the course of last week, which was over double what I've actually dropped on average so far this prep. Now I did hit a new low of 103.7 yesterday, back up to 104.7 today, but I did have my two kind of main meat and rice meals as my last meals last night. And I think that's probably why, because it's like a bigger meal, slower to digest, etc. I'd normally just have like a small bowl of oats before I go to bed, but I didn't have meals prepped yesterday, etc, etc. So I think that's why my weight spiked up a little bit this morning, but I actually woke up, looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh fuck, I'm going to get another drop now. But I didn't, but I think it'll probably come back down tomorrow and we'll probably see like low 103s, maybe even the 102s by the end of the week. So definitely feeling and looking a lot leaner. I actually would give it a little physique update here now. Okay, so definitely a lot leaner. Waist has come in quite a lot as well. So vacuums are getting there too, aren't they, Chloe? So yeah, much leaner now than I was before, which is good. Still feel really fresh, if I'm perfectly honest, so absolutely no issues there. Won't be another diet break for about 5 weeks time, so, or another diet break, haven't even taken a diet break. There won't be a diet break until 5 weeks time, which is ideal because I'm very happy to just push, get ahead, get myself in condition nice and early and just sit there where I kind of need to be until I cruise into show. Well, it might not be a cruise in, it might be a little bit more difficult than I'm making it out to be, especially since I haven't competed in like 3 years, but I think it'll be grand. So that's the update for this morning, guys. I'll catch up with you in a little bit for push.
We're rolling?
Yep.
What's happening, guys? So welcome back. I actually lied to you in the last clip saying I was going to bring the camera in for push. It's actually 2 days later and we're in for pull. So look, you're getting a pull session instead, which is all good. So Mr. Joe Gann is behind the camera here. You can probably see his reflection in the window. So I'm going to just set the camera up, try and record a couple of clips, maybe walk you through one or two of them, and we'll get a little bit of posing in afterwards, as well as I have come in a nice little bit over the last couple of days as well, and Cooper was very happy with my midweek check-in pics yesterday, so it's coming, it is coming. So yeah, I'll catch up with you in the gym. Alright guys, exercise number 1 here, we've got a straight arm pull down with the cuff, so I'm going to run you through some cues for this exercise, as it's one I see butchered very commonly. Okay, so when you're getting set up into this exercise, what you want to make sure of is when you come down here, you depress your shoulder here, right? We don't want to have it up very protracted, right? We want to keep it nice and depressed here. You want to crunch into this right hand side oblique. Okay, take a step back from the cable stack, and we want a fully stretched arm here at the top. Okay, now what you also want to do with your hand is you want to slightly internally rotate your wrist, okay? Because if your elbow is flared out, you're not going to feel much lats. Slightly internally rotate your wrist. You pull that elbow in a little bit, and then you can scrape that elbow right off the side of your torso as you are coming down, okay? So we get set up in here. You slightly internally rotate that wrist, pull the weight down, depress that shoulder, lean into that right oblique, and then from here, your arm is going to be fully straight, and you're going to push it down and scrape that elbow off your side, okay? You see here my arm is very straight as well. I come up, full stretch in the lat here, keeping it nice and tight, okay? I'm not letting the shoulder come up, shoulder still staying down. I can feel a really nice stretch here under my armpit, and then I'm driving straight down and scraping that elbow off my side, okay? So you're not going like this, like I see a lot of people do, two bend over, dragging the weight back like that, not gonna feel your lats up much, okay? Keep it nice and straight, pull back, boom. Nice contraction at the bottom, and a little bit of a pause in that stretch at the top. There you go, straight arm pull down 101. All right guys, next up, so we have our main upper back movement of this session. 3 sets here, just loading in slightly different kind of ranges on this Prime machine. So when we are training our upper back, right, the key difference, well, one of the key differences between upper back training and lat training is on your upper back training, you want to make sure that there is protraction of the shoulders, okay? Think about opening up a double doors, right? We want to make sure when we come down into the stretch position, our shoulders are protracted and coming forward, and we're getting that stretch across our upper back, right? So that as we pull back, there is full retraction here of every single part of the upper back musculature, right? The traps, the rhomboids, teres. So with a lat movement, we want to keep the shoulder very fixed, like even you've seen in that kind of pull down I did last, shoulder stays fixed, elbow comes down. Same as a pull down, shoulder is fixed, elbow comes down. The goal in lat movement is always to pull our elbow into our pocket. On upper back movement, want to have a nice stretch. Also in upper back movements, there's going to be a little bit more of a flare in the elbow, a lot more of a flare in the elbow, so that we can gauge, you know, those upper back muscles, get retraction in the scapula. Whereas on the lats, things are kind of nice and tight and close. So I'm going to just set the camera up over there and record a set on this machine so that you can actually see how far down I'm coming into the stretch and then what I'm doing when I retract as I pull back. Alright, so next exercise up here, we've got a single arm seated machine row with this Atlantis machine. So as I kind of mentioned there in the last clip, with lat training, we want to keep that shoulder fixed and we want to get that elbow tucked in to our hip and to our pocket as much as we possibly can, right? So pay attention to the way I've kind of set up this machine here. This machine you can do a pronated grip or you can do a single arm with a neutral grip for your lats. So here, right, if you were doing it for your upper back, you would have this seat the whole way forward and you'd be grabbing this and you'd be pulling it back, okay? Because I want to do it for my lat, I want to be able to get back into my pocket as much as possible. So I actually set this machine up so that I'm sitting at the very back of the seat, the chest pad is nice and high, and I kind of have to really reach out for that handle and grab it so that when I'm in this position here, I'm already getting a full stretch with my arm, and then I can pull back into my pocket like this, okay? So now that the fucking cleaner is done cleaning up the place, I can set the camera up in a more favourable position and I can record this set for you. So I will stand here, I'll pull back, lean back, put my right foot here, and I'll put my hand up here, I'll reach out, fully stretch, and then I will drag my arm back into my pocket like this, staying nice and tight, not moving that shoulders not protract, straight down into the pocket, boom. So that was just a warm-up set, guys, you've seen fucking nothing yet. Alright guys, so lat pull down here. Now I'm using these D handles. I quite like this setup as this Atlantis cable stack kind of allows for that. You can kind of pull it out. On my other day I just used the prime bar with the handles out wide. If you're in a normal, regular commercial gym, just use the standard lat kind of pull down. It doesn't really matter, right? But some useful cues on this, right? Where I see a lot of people go wrong with a lat pull down is using momentum. They're like swinging like this. As the weight comes up, they let their head pop forward. They're coming back down, they're swinging, and you're not really working anything when you do that. So when you get into position for a lat pull down, you want to lean back and you want to have your shoulders protracted up here, okay? So you have that nice stretch in your upper back straight away, and then you're going to drive your elbows out, down and around, and then retract in the scapula here. As you come up, make sure you fully protract those shoulders, let that upper back open up, get that stretch, and then from there, drag down. You can see here, I'm keeping my chest up at all times and I'm keeping my torso position in the exact same spot. So only thing that's moving here is my arms, and I'm going to try and maintain that posture throughout the movement, okay? No swinging up and down. The second you start to use a little bit of momentum at the end of the set, that's normally where it ends and where you're going to stop connected with your upper back. Upper back has been an area in particular for me that I've kind of struggled to connect with over time, and it's just because I was just swinging that weight around. So make sure when you're doing lat pull downs, you set yourself up like this. Right, next exercise up here will be a reverse pec deck. Another exercise I see very, very commonly butchered, to be honest. So I'm going to show you how to do it properly, right? And the most, the thing I see the most with poor execution on a reverse pec deck is just too much range of motion, okay? You want to bring your hands out and back, but you don't want to bring your elbows to your shoulders or beyond there, because you're just going to end up retracting your scapula and you're going to engage your traps, right? So we want to keep this tension solely on the rear delt here. So the range of motion on a reverse pec deck for rear delts is actually very, very short. So you'll see that now in the next clip.
Rule number 2, now just a bitch that Rule number 3, say you got that money, shit, you better stop. When it's all said and done, and you back at the bottom, they gon' treat you like you worthless. Respect the game. Fuck the game. The millionaires, fuck watching little change. Niggas disappear quick as little change. I know you got a little lane. This shit happen over and over. $100,000 holding you over. That ain't real money. That's real money.
What is good, guys? Welcome back. So it is Saturday, and as you can see, fresh fade was acquired there yesterday. So I didn't bother recording arms at the end of that pull session. I just thought going through the back stuff would be enough just for that session, and arms towards the end, not really too much cues that I wanted to go over, especially as I did a specific video on how to train arms there a couple of weeks ago. So we are in for chest and arms in the gym today. It's my shoulder focus session. Not going to bring the camera in today. I think I'm just going to kind of wrap this video up here, and I'm going to start recording for next week's vlog tomorrow, because Sunday is actually my check-in day, and then I get my feedback on Monday. So just going to record my check-in, raw check-in tomorrow morning, go through the updates if there are any for the week on Monday, and then we will just take that vlog there. We have something pretty exciting coming up. So first show of the season that we will be heading to is going to be next weekend on Saturday. So the Condition Cup or the Condition Classic, what is it, Chloe? I think it's the Condition Classic, or no, Condition Cup. I'm not too sure. Anyway, the Condition show, that's on Saturday in Wigan next week. So Joe Gann is going to be competing. It's going to be his first show and his first outing in men's physique. So we're going to go up to Wigan, have a look at that, and hopefully Joe gets on good. He's looking pretty fucking peeled. He did pretty much a turbo prep. I think it was like 12 weeks up until the show, maybe. So really looking forward to that. First show of the season. Nice to just go to a show, kind of see the kind of standard of athletes that are around this year, and get myself excited for my own showings. So We'll maybe bring the camera along to that show, maybe not. I know they're a little bit funny about like recording when you're in there, so maybe you might just get a little bit of iPhone footage or something like that. So that should be good on next week's vlog. And yeah, we're going to be 15 weeks out, I think, from today actually. So prep is going really quickly, and again, super easy so far. Had a new prep low of 103.5 yesterday, so I reckon when I get down to 100 kilos, should start looking pretty lean. It's probably going to be the leanest I've been since I competed the last time, which should be nice, should be interesting, but still feel pretty good so far. Had a really good sleep last night after 3 fairly poor nights of sleep, but yeah, and the sun is shining here as well, so happy fucking days. So thank you again for watching, guys. Hopefully you found this video a little bit more informative than the last couple of videos. I'm trying to kind of switch them up a little bit as they're going on, so they're not like overly boring. But I think the further we get into prep, there'll be more stuff happening, more changes. We're going to be going to more shows, etc, etc. So should hopefully be a little bit more interesting for you guys. But if you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you as always. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.